Hey Spooniverse, thanks for tuning in to Mixology 101. We're Anthony Caparelli, Director of Beverage Studies at the Institute of Culinary Education, teaches you and me how to make a classy but sassy drank, cocktail, mixed drink, if you will, for the season. So if you have any comments or questions, shoot them in the comments below while we're making this magic happen up here, and Anthony will answer them. What are we doing today?
Okay, so this week we're going to continue. We got a little segue going on because I think we just did 4 fall drinks with apples. Yeah. But the last 2 were also members of David Embury's classic cocktails. And he actually has 6 in his book, The Fine Art of Mixing Drinks, which is an absolutely classic cocktail recipe book. So we're going to do the next 4 is going to be the next 4 of the 6. So today we're going to be doing an old-fashioned, which is a drink that's experienced a huge resurgence in popularity recently, especially in the last 5 to 10 years.
I drink them all the time.
Yeah, absolutely. So I want to talk a little bit about the story of an old-fashioned. I want to show you how to make a really classic old-fashioned because somewhere between, 1950 and like 1990, they were kind of messed with a little bit, and people started putting like maraschino cherries in them and seltzer water on. So there's nothing wrong with that, but I want to show you the original classic recipe that goes back to actually before Prohibition.
The old-fashioned,
old-fashioned. Right.
Yes.
So I'm going to make one, and then I'm going to tell you a little bit about it, and then you can make one, and we see how we go from there, right?
Let's do it.
Cool. So the old-fashioned, if you remember the definition of a cocktail, which I think we had talked about, it's a little more complicated than a mixed drink. A cocktail has to be sweetened, and then the sweetness has to be balanced with either sour or bitters. So the old-fashioned is actually the drink that is representative of that cocktail template. It is usually whiskey, dark spirit, and then it's sweetened and balanced with bitters. So those 3 things make an old-fashioned. Okay, so what we're going to do is, first thing I want to do is show you how to make the simple syrup. Back in the day, like Mad Men era, they would just use granulated sugar, but I kind of like to use simple syrup, and it's much easier than they show you on the Food Network. You don't need to boil anything. I was going to make it here today, and you guys were like, oh, can we get you like a little stove? And I was like, no, that's drinks. I want to drink. Okay, so very simple. All you need to do is you take any container at all and fill it with granulated sugar, bar sugar, superfine sugar, and I'm going to use 2 of these. And then you take the exact same container and you fill it with hot water from the tap. And you do not need to boil this. I used 2 containers of sugar, so I'm going to use 2 containers of water. And this is called simple syrup, and that means equal parts sugar and water. And then I'm just going to stir. And you just have to stir for about 30 seconds, and it will dissolve as long as you don't use more than half sugar to water.
Okay.
If you use more than half, it's called strong syrup, and then you do need to boil it. But if you do this, you can see it's dissolving, and if I'm going to let this sit in about a minute, I'm going to have this, because I literally made this a minute ago. Simple syrup. Okay?
So simple.
The beautiful thing about this is the sugar's already dissolved. You don't get that slurry of sugar in the bottom of the glass. Okay, great. Sugar doesn't like to dissolve in cold liquids, and we make liquids cold. That's what we do. All right, so I'm going to I'm updating the ingredients a little bit, but I'm not going to update the technique. If you go into a bar today, they're probably going to make this in a mixing glass and stir it, and that's all good, but I'm going to show you sort of the old school kind of down-home way to do it. I'm going to make it right in the glass. So I'm going to take this glass, and I'm just going to fill it with ice. And we always want to use, if you remember, lots and lots of ice. I'm going to get it right to the top, especially because I'm not going to pre-chill this drink. It's being built right in the glass. And I'm going to use Jameson Irish Whiskey.
Love it.
Because I know all you people out there are shooting this after class and work. And it's too beautiful to shoot. I want you to enjoy it and drink it and sip it. Yes. Okay. So we got our jigger. You're very familiar with this. We're going to do 2 ounces of Jameson Irish Whiskey right in the glass, and then I'm going to use between a 1/4 ounce and a 1/2 ounce of simple syrup. If you like things sweeter, go with a 1/2 ounce. If you like things drier, which is beverage speak for less sweet, because we're cool like that, go with a 1/4 ounce. If you get it wrong, nothing bad happens. Just fix it. It's no big deal. So I'm going to do a 1/4 ounce.
Whiskey.
Yeah. Do you like things sweeter or drier?
I'm a dry.
Good. So I went with a 1/4 ounce in there. Great. So now I'm going to take my mixing spoon. You've seen us do this already, and stir. And you can see how much the ice already went down in the glass. If I hadn't put enough ice in there, I'd be in trouble already. Stir. And what I'm doing is chilling and diluting. Remember, getting that water in the drink. The water is the 4th ingredient in this drink. Really, really important. And if you do this, you don't need to put seltzer water in it like they did at chain restaurants for way too many decades. All right, so that is my beautiful old-fashioned. You can see the ice is melted. I have some good water, ice melt in there.
Love it.
And now the last ingredient is bitters, and I'm going to use Angostura bitters. And bitters are tricky to use. You don't want to pour them. I don't even want to do this because it's going to make a mess. You don't want to pour or dribble the bitters because it's going to go all over the place. What you want to do is hold it from the bottom, just like this, and it should either always be this way or upside down, never in between. So you're going to go like this, and you're going to go 1, 2.
Awesome.
Directly down, and I'm going to do that right in the drink. 1, 2, and you can see what happens is I get a nice sort of layered effect, right?
Yeah, it starts coming down.
Now I could
like stained glass.
Yeah, I could put the bitters in with the liquid, but then I don't. It's just a choice. But then I don't get this nice effect. And also, I want you to read this label to me. What does it say under the word Angostura?
Aromatic.
Aromatic on the nose. And if I put it in with the liquid and mix it, I don't get the aroma. Now go ahead and smell that. Right?
Oh my gosh.
You get...
It smells like there's citrus in there.
Yeah, because it's
so
all
fresh.
the beautiful things in this bitter. So this is
Love it.
all you need to make a classic old-fashioned. Very simple. I want you to taste it and tell me what you think.
Think I'm gonna like it. Oh yeah. Oh, that's perfect.
Right? Brings out the
Yeah.
whiskey, doesn't hide anything great. So just so you understand the name, I love the story behind the name. Before Prohibition, when whiskey was a beautiful thing, they used to just drink spirits by sweetening them and adding either bitter or sours, and that's where the cocktail comes from. When Prohibition hit, we didn't regulate the production of spirits, and they got to be really, really bad, and we made things like bathtub gin and moonshine. Terrible. They were drug dealers. They didn't care, right?
Yeah.
So what they did was, in order to hide all those terrible flavors, they would put stuff like pineapple juice and orange juice and cola, which you got to remember, these things were available only for the first time now that the railroads were done right around the same time. Okay. After Prohibition, whiskey's beautiful again, and people who remember what drinks used to be like go into bars and say, please, can I just get a drink made the old-fashioned way? Which meant the way I had it before you started screwing it up for 13 years during Prohibition. And eventually it became, can I just have an old-fashioned? All right? So the thing I want you to remember about this drink is it's not a recipe, it's a recipe template. Change the whiskey, change the bitters, change the sweetener. Maple syrup's beautiful, honey syrup is beautiful, stevia, any of that stuff, really great. You want to make one?
It's perfect, I do.
Okay, great, because I want one. So you're up.
All right, let's do this. So, starting with the ice.
Push, yeah, great.
All right. That's going to be the most difficult part of this whole recipe, just getting these all the way to the top.
Yep, all the way
Don't
to the
hold
top.
back. Have
Nope.
no fear.
Yep. Nice. Oh, I like how you tucked that last one in.
All right.
Good job.
All right. So, now we're going to do two of these guys.
2 ounces of Jameson, right.
So, I actually heard when I went to the Jameson distillery in Cork, Ireland.
Wow,
that
nice.
James Jameson is Scottish, not Irish.
Yeah, it's a dirty little secret in the industry. It's there's a huge rivalry between Irish whiskey and Scotch whiskey, as I'm sure you know.
Whoop.
Good.
All right. It's different doing this straight into the glass.
But you still want to do it real close to the glass so that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
That's okay.
I'll
No
just
big
add a
deal.
little-
That's all. It's not rocket science. You don't overcomplicate
It's
this
just
stuff.
fun.
Right.
Okay, so a little simple syrup. Are you a dry or
I am
a
dry,
sweet?
so go quarter ounce. You want about half of that jigger.
Boom.
Yeah, there you go.
Boom.
Beautiful. Now show me the love. This is where you show me how much you love me.
Okay. Let's see this.
No, you
I
gotta stir.
gotta stir first.
That's
You're
the
right,
love.
you're right,
The
you're
stirring is the love.
This is the fancy part.
Yeah. This is the work. I mean, this is what you're paying your bartender to do. If all they're doing is putting liquids in a glass, they're not doing anything. I don't like the word mixologist. Liquids mix when you put them in a glass. This is what you do. You're removing heat, you're adding water, you're controlling the dilution. That's where the art comes in.
And you know, if you make these for your friends in your dorm, you can always set up your own tip jar.
Yeah, that's very true.
Why should tipping rules not apply when you're making them at home?
Very true.
Okay, so now we're doing the bitters.
Yeah.
This is the exciting part. I'm a little stressed out.
Don't be.
This is gonna be cool.
Yep. Now I want you to hold it right. Go like this. Yeah, and put it right on this part, right on that joint.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
good.
All right, we're
and
doing.
you're gonna go rainbow. Boom, boom.
All right.
1. Perfect.
That was way easier
Right
than
in
I
the
thought it
glass.
was gonna be.
Look at
Love
that.
it.
I mean, that's just gorgeous, isn't it?
Unreal.
It's
yes.
just beautiful. Ah, it's got a
Does it
great
smell
nose.
good?
Yeah, smell it. It's fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
Now, if I want to start, I can, but that's my choice as the guest, right? That's fantastic. And as I drink, it's going to go through. It seems
like a hard drink to mess up.
It is, but you will be surprised how many times people mess it up. Now, can you put other things in there? Absolutely, but start with this, trust me.
Don't fix it if it's not broken, right?
That's what I'm saying.
Old-fashioned old fashions.
That's it.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thanks so much for joining.